Hi. It is good to see you, John.
Same here, Nancy. It has been a long time since I last saw you.
Yes, the last time we saw each other was New Year's Eve. How are you doing?
I am doing okay. It would be better if I have a new job right now.
You are looking for a new job? Why?
I already finished my studies and graduated last week. Now, I want to get a job in the finance field. Payroll is not exactly finance.
How long have you been looking for a new job?
I just started this week.
Didn't you have any interviews with those firms that came to our campus last month? I believe quite a few companies came to recruit students for their finance departments.
I could only get one interview with Fidelity Company because of my heavy work schedule. A month has already gone by, and I have not heard from them. I guess I did not make it.
Don't worry, John. You always did well in school. I know your good grades will help you get a job soon. Besides, the job market is pretty good right now, and all companies need financial analysts.
I hoped so.
You have prepared a resume, right?
Yes.
Did you mail your resume to a lot of companies? How about recruiting agencies?
I have sent it to a dozen companies already. No, I have not thought about recruiting agencies. But, I do look closely at the employment ads listed in the newspaper every Newsreader. This is the 6 o'clock news for Tuesday the 25th of November. And first the headlines. The Prime Minister has promised to help the drought-stricken farmers in the northern part of the country who haven't seen rain for nearly 2 years. And in Sydney, a group of school_children are successfully rescued from a plane which landed in the sea shortly after takeoff. Transport workers are on strike in Melbourne over a pay claim, and the strike looks set to spread to other states. And on a fashionable note, there's to be a new look for the staff of Qantas, Australia's national airline. The Prime Minister has pledged today that he will make $250 million available to help the drought-stricken farmers who have not seen rain for years, get through the next 5 years. Money that was to have been spent on the restructuring of Sydney's road system has been reallocated to what the Prime Minister described as a more worthy cause. Farmers are to receive financial assistance to help see them through the worst drought in over 50 years. Many farmers feel that while the money is welcome, it has come too late to save them and their farms from financial ruin, and are angry that the government did not act sooner.
In order to change, there is a certain amount of paperwork. Both of you need first of all to fill in this form. You need to put the main subject you're studying and the subject that you want to study. You'll need some signatures on it too.
Whose do we need, Professor Holden?
You'll need your personal tutor's signature. For you, Tina, that's me of course, but I don't know for Edward. I'm not his tutor.
It's Dr. Flynn.
Okay. Now you'll need as well the signatures of the head of department of the subject to which you're transferring. For you, Edward, you want to switch to Earth Sciences, don't you?
That's right. Mr. Thomas is the head of Earth Sciences.
That's true, but he's not the head of University Science, who is the person you'll need. That's Professor Atkins. She's very busy, but if you give the form to Mr. Morton, her PA, he'll make sure the form gets signed and back to you quickly. For Tina, your new HOD will be Professor Coles.
Okay.
Finally, you'll both need the signature of the director. You'll need to get Miss Morgan's signature for that. Dr. Tennant is on long-term sick leave, and Miss Morgan is his short-term fill-in.
And do we need the signature from the department that we're leaving?
The HOD history is Professor Evans, but he'll hear about it through normal channels. He doesn't need to take part in this process.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Do you have a preference for a family with children or without children?
I like young children, but I like to be with older people. You know, I like someone of my own age.
Okay. And do you smoke or drink?
No and no.
Would you mind being with a family of smokers?
Yes, I would. I don't like smoking. I'd rather be with a family of people who do not smoke or drink.
Okay. And what about pets?
Oh, I love animals. I'm a veterinarian, so that's fine. The more the better.
All right. Now what about you? Are you a vegetarian or do you have any special food requirements?
No, I'm not a vegetarian, but I don't eat a lot of meat. I really like seafood.
Today science is advancing at an amazing speed and everything of our life has changed beyond recognition. It constitutes an attempt to conquer the forces of nature and aims to give man increasing power over his surroundings. In the daily life of a man, science is visible. For instance, he can now travel much faster and more comfortably than in the past. Bullock carts in villages and horse carriages in town are being replaced by tractors, trucks, auto carriages and cars. Invention of steam engine revolutionized travel. Then came to the sensational invention of aeroplanes. Similarly, quick means of communication have brought the peoples of the world together. We can talk to any person through telephone and mobiles. Electronic mail, email, has made the transmission of any message across internet to any person in this world. Further, it has made the use of radio both as a means of information and recreation. In times of distress, wireless telegraphy renders extraordinary service.
Membrane technologies are applied to remove water constituents at the ionic level, and calculating membrane rejection and salt passage is critical when evaluating membrane performance and determining if a system is producing the desired product water quality. Filtration using MF and UF membranes relies on distinct pore diameters that act as a sieve to effectively separate liquids from solids and larger molecular weight constituents in a feed stream. This is commonly referred to as the barrier layer, with the membrane acting as a barrier to allow desirable components to pass while rejecting undesirable compounds. Water molecules and a variety of dissolved species within the water are small enough to pass through the MF and UF pores. But solids larger than the pore diameter cannot pass through and remain on the surface until the membranes are backwashed, flushed, or cleaned. People oftentimes pour heart and soul into the creation of books, movies, music, and photos. Each work, no matter the skill of its execution, represents some quality of its creator. It may be professional knowledge, as in a textbook. It may be an emotion or feeling, as in music. It may be a personal experience, as in a novel. All the time, effort, and energy deserve compensation and recognition. Copyright infringement blatantly ignores ownership rights. Although many individuals remain relatively unconcerned, others cry foul when someone uses their work without permission. And with the internet, it's child's play to grab material from one of a million sites and not get caught. Most vexing is when the theft results in profits, as when pictures are stolen from blogs and elsewhere to be used on products. As infringement is unfair, action must be taken to halt such criminal actions.
Past research has shown that people rank TV watching as very enjoyable, with the activity scoring just below 8 on a scale of 1, dislike, to 10, greatly enjoy. Yet TV can also bring about antisocial behavior. Some people push aside more positive activities and meaningful moments in relationships that have lasting benefits. They watch programs and movies instead of pursuing social activities. Because humans are social creatures, this solitary activity may harm the long-term mental health.
Can anybody hear me? Is this microphone working? Good. Now, welcome everybody to the second of these lectures on successful study at college. Yesterday we looked at housekeeping issues, where to find information, how to use the library computer system, and so on. Today we're going to cover an issue that will be vitally important to you all throughout your time here at college, and that is time management. Hundreds of books have been written about time management, and those of you who are interested in doing some extra reading on the subject are very welcome to see me after the lecture, as I have a book list here and some other useful materials.
What other course might be good for me?
There is one other that you could benefit from. It's simply called Learning Skills for University Study and is on 3 consecutive mornings starting on a Monday from 9 to 12 and costs £25. This is aimed at upgrading the study skills most school leavers have and help them cope with the increased demands of university study. It focuses mainly on making students more responsible for their own success.
What sort of things are covered in this course?
Well, basically, it's more advanced thinking, note-taking, reading and writing strategies, but also some input about stress management.
I think I'd be better off starting from the basics and looking at all the strategies, don't you?
Yes, from what you've told me, I think that's more in line with your situation.
Children as young as 7 are posting abusive and damaging comments about their teachers on social networking websites such as Facebook and Twitter, according to new research. Even worse, Some of the children's parents are adding their comments to what constitutes a serious escalation in the cyberbullying of educators. The British Teaching Union (NASU) conducted a survey of more than 7,500 teachers. It found that almost half of teachers had reported abuse to the school, police, or the website on which the insults were posted. Other figures show that more than 20% of teachers felt they had been cyberbullied in the past year. 3% of the comments were from under 11s.
I am from Puerto Rico. The reason why I really do like traveling is because it's always good to have a change of scenery every once in a while. Seeing new places, and it's been a while since I traveled outside of Puerto Rico, and one of my biggest dreams is actually traveling outside of Puerto Rico to different parts of the world, like Japan, maybe to the United States, my hometown in New York. I have a lot of places I really want to go to. I'm Nigerian, and someone asked me that could I live on a secluded island? I think for maybe 2 or 3 days I could do it. But after that I would most likely go out of my mind. I am not a person who likes to be bored. I like reading. I like watching TV. I like going to restaurants. So without those things, it would be pretty hard for me. So overall, no, I would not like to live or be on a secluded island. I enjoy being with other people a lot, and also there is no doubt that I do like to be by myself.
Twitter made a similar change last year, also under pressure from Facebook. A social network acts against users' interests when it needs to make money.
The natural fibers hold but don't really absorb the paint.